In classic clinical psychology, if you came to me and you had a fear about something that was holding you back and stopping you from having a more enriched life, what would happen is we'd break that fear down into its smallest chunks, its smallest component parts, and then we would expose you to those in a really sort of incremental way so that you would realise, actually, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to die if I go up and talk to someone who I don't know, if I speak in public, if I do whatever it is the phobia is about. And what we know from the research around this is that it's not that you would lose all of the unpleasant emotions around that activity, it's that you would build your courage and your capacity to feel those emotions but make space for them and do what you need to do anyway.
Do you have anything that you're currently working through that, you know, requires you to be the best version of yourself, to have some courage?
100%, well, right? You know, the most important roles in my life and the most challenging for me are husband and father. I'll tell you what, that stuff where I fail to be the version of myself I would like to be on a daily basis. Don't even worry about occasionally. You know, I fail to be the version, the aspirational version of myself as a father and a husband on a daily basis. I'm not quite considerate enough with my wife as much as I'd like to be. I don't listen to her as well as I would like. You know, I don't think about her. You know, last night, let me give you an example, right? Last night, I ate all of the dinner that was left when I got back from my run, even though she had said to me, actually, I'm going to have some more of that later. But I wasn't listening to her, right? So I selfishly consumed it. I mean, on a daily basis, I fail to be who I want to be as a husband and father. But that's all good because the human journey is not about perfection. It's not about doing anything well or being good at anything. It's about getting better at stuff, my man.
Right.
And for me, when I fail, that's just an opportunity to learn and grow and come back stronger. And for me, in terms of that whole idea about getting better, how do you measure getting better? Right? I want you to think about this. You don't measure it through comparison with anyone else. You measure it based on who was I yesterday and who am I going to be tomorrow. That is your only measure of progress and success. And it's one of the things I really love about the All Blacks. Like, the All Blacks are driven by the pursuit of excellence. Okay, now the pursuit of excellence is about mastery. It's about striving towards your potential. So you don't measure it on the basis of how you perform against others. You measure it on the basis of, can I get better? Is there opportunity to get even better than I am now? And there's always opportunity to get better. I'll tell you this right now, no one is sitting at the top of their mountain. No one has it dialed. No one's who they want to be in all situations all the time with all people. The human journey is getting better at being who you want to be. Remember this. Your values, those are aspirational. And what that means is those are the things that you try to live up to. They're the things you try to demonstrate more deliberately and more effectively as you get better. They're not the things which are your defaults. They're not your habits, your easy go-tos when you're tired and you're hungry and you're stressed. But I think part of the challenge for us is we have such a false idea about other people's lives, eh? You know, we look at other people and we imagine their lives are so much easier. And that's because, you know, your comparison with other people is such a false comparison. It's like the duck on the water, right? If you're the duck on the water, you're aware of all this furious activity that's going on under the surface to propel you along. You know, you're aware of all the effort you're putting in, and then you look at the other ducks and go, oh, they're just cruising, because you don't see under the surface with the other ducks, eh? You know, if you have a normally functioning brain, you will have struggle in your life. There will be areas of disappointment, there will be areas of challenge, and that won't be changed on the basis of your material well-being. You can get the latest car, have the biggest TV, have the most attractive, charming partner, all of that stuff. You will still find things to worry about and make you miserable because you're carrying around an error-detecting, pattern-finding mechanism in your skull called your brain, which is geared towards the stuff that makes it feel unpleasant. One of my favourite Mark Twain quotes, and he's got lots of great ones, is, I'm an old man who's experienced many troubles in my life, most of which never happened. You know, even if things are great, you will find things to worry about in anticipation. I haven't even got a fridge yet. Should I start worrying about spilling the milk I haven't bought yet?
True.
That's the way our brain works. So again, moving away from this idea that you're supposed to feel happy and content all the time, and just being a bit more self-accepting that based on how my brain works, based on how the world works, I'm going to experience lots of unpleasant emotions, and that's okay. I'm not going to feel happy all the time, and that's okay. In fact, I tell you this right now, feeling anxious and worried and uncertain, that's often a sign that you're off the spectator seats of life, that you're in the arena, that you're pursuing your potential and you're doing something that matters.